Well, hello, this is Senior Master Coordinator Jennifer Glacken, and we are here for our Tuesday Mastermind, and we are talking about treating your business like a business. Now, we've talked about a lot of different things over the past few weeks, and I have a bunch to add to that. I'm going to be a little bit disjointed, and I apologize for that. That's not my usual style, but I have a bunch of things that I really wanted to make sure that I shared with you guys tonight. So the first thing when you're treating your business like a business, when I want to explain about the accountability and tracking portion because it's so important. I've talked a little bit here and there about it. But something, tracking and making sure that you are on top of your goals. Hello, everybody. When you are tracking your goals, it's so important to make sure that you have accountability partners and that you have a way to keep yourself accountable. So when you really treat your business like a business, not only do you do all of your planning and the stuff that we've already talked about, you've got your vision, your goals, you know exactly what direction you're moving in. But it's really important that you figure out a way that you're going to track your goals. Now, one of the tools that I've used for years is big whiteboards. You don't have to use that, but that's something that worked really well for me because it was very visual. So putting up a whiteboard in your office somewhere that you can see it very clearly and tracking it. So for example, I always am working towards 10 new people a month coming into my personal group. Not in my organization, but in my personal group. So I put on the whiteboard the numbers 1 to 10, and I just log in the names and the ID numbers of every single person that joins in my organization and is enrolling in my organization, actually just my personal group, for the month. It's a great tracking thing for me, and I don't need really anybody else to be accountable to me for that or to be accountable to for that because I can see that. It's very clear. But I also have a business coach. I've had a business coach for years and years. I think I got a business coach back in, oh my goodness, I think I started having a business coach back in 2001. And I've always had a business coach because I think that's a fabulous way to stay accountable. Every single week I tell my coach exactly what I have accomplished for that week. I actually send him in a prep form and I tell him what has been accomplished that week and what we're going to talk about. And I actually direct the call because I know my business, I know the things that I'm working on, and he holds me accountable. He holds my feet to the fire. So when I show up each week, he says, did you accomplish XYZ that you said you were going to accomplish the week before? And I'm the type of person that doesn't like to say no, so of course I want to get that accomplished. So you can do accountability on your own if that's something that you are able to hold your feet to the fire for, or you can hire a business coach. You can work with your upline business partner. You can work with a sideline. Wherever it's going to help you hold your feet to the fire and make sure that you are accountable to your goals, that is extremely important. So tracking and accountability are two things that I think if you're treating your business like a business that you will do. So there's so many areas to track, there's so many areas to keep yourself accountable for, and so I just want to give you a couple of ideas of some of those. Maybe you want to promote a certain number of directors every single month, and so that would be something that you could easily track. You can easily track your personal group volume, you can track your organizational volume, definitely sponsoring. Sponsoring is a key indicator of how your business is growing or not growing. You could keep track of how many business appointments you're doing each week. In our organization, we talk a lot about showing the plan and making sure that you're showing the full Shaklee picture, the company, the products, and the opportunity every single week. And so we recommend that you do that at least 4 or 5 times a week or 20 to 25 times a month. And so if you think about that, that's a lot of showing the plan, but we have to keep track of that. We have to have a way to make sure that we're doing that. Maybe it's that you want to track business conversations. Maybe you want to track how often you pick up the phone and make invitation calls. But just figure out what it is that you're going to track and then figure out how you're going to hold yourself accountable. Now, the second piece that I really wanted to touch on today is talking your talk about your business. Too often when somebody comes up to you, some of our newer distributors and says, so what do you do? They sort of hem and they haw. They're not quite sure how to share what they do. But if you ask them what they did in their corporate career, they are solid, they're confident, they're able to just stand there very confidently and say, oh, I'm a banker or oh, I'm a lawyer or something like that. But then when it comes to Shaklee, it's like, oh yeah, I have this little side business or I work from home and they're hesitant. I would encourage all of us, if we're treating our business like a business, that we have a great 30-second commercial, something that you are proud of, something that you can stand behind, something that you're confident about. Let me just give you an idea of some of what I say. And a lot of times I flex and I flow. I don't have a set script that I always say. But I call myself the chairman and CEO of Glacken Health and Wellness. That's my business name, Glacken Health and Wellness. And I market the Shaklee products, and so I do tie that in. So I would say to somebody, hi, my name is Jennifer Glacken. I am the chairman and CEO of Glacken Health and Wellness, where I help people improve their health by marketing the Shaklee products. Now, I would add in something about the business, depending on who I'm talking to, or I might add something in very specifically about a product. it just depends on what it is that I'm talking about or who I'm talking to. But the basis of that is I'm very confident that I own my own business. Think about the CEO of a company, and we are all CEOs of our company. You can stand there with a lot of confidence when you say you're the CEO of your company. If you say, oh, I work from home, or I'm self-employed, or some of those things lend itself to us seeming that we don't have the same level of confidence. And I have to tell you, and you've probably experienced this already, when you work from home, sometimes people think, well, gosh, Jennifer's working from home, so I can call her to take out my dogs during the day, or maybe if I have a doctor's appointment I need somebody to drive me to, she's available, so I can call her and ask her to do it for me. Well, I'm building a business. And if I worked in a corporate job, they wouldn't assume that I could take out the dogs for a walk or something like that in the middle of the day, because they'd say, oh, she's at her job, she can't do that. So we need to sort of set parameters, and some of that comes from the way we talk about our business. If we make it seem like, well, gosh, I'm free all day long, I can do whatever, then people are going to say, well, gosh, she's free all day long, she can do whatever, and they're going to ask you to do it. So be sure that you talk about your business with confidence, that you talk about it as if you are the CEO of your own business, and people will respect that. It sort of puts those parameters around it, and it's truly treating your business like a business. Once you're treating your business like a business, then you need to walk the talk. And some of that is just in our appearance. Are we, and I've talked a little bit about this already, but are we dressing for success? Do we have business cards that are crisp and clean, or did you shove a bunch of business cards in your wallet or your purse and you pull it out and it's got crumbs on it, or maybe you've got pen marks on it, or they're all wrinkled and crumpled? That doesn't present yourself as if you're the CEO of a company. When you think of a CEO of a company, a lot of times you think of crisp, clear, professional, they've got it all together. So treat your business that way, treat your materials that way. If you're taking a product guide to somebody, be careful when you carry it and where you put it, because it could get, you could bend or dog ear some of the pages unintentionally. Maybe you spill some of your water on the product guide and then it's all wrinkly and wet. No, treat it like a business. Put that somewhere that you actually keep it so that it's neat and clean and professional. Have your business card attached, or have your product label or your business label on the back. Have all of your stuff together. Look professional. Be well presented so that you are treating your business like a business. And from a dress code perspective, you don't have to be in a suit and tie. And I've said this before. You just look good. And I learned this. I don't remember where and when, but I learned in this industry early on that you want to dress at least one level above the people that you are meeting with. So if you're going to a pool party, for example, and everybody's going to be in swimsuits, well, then maybe a button-down short-sleeve shirt and a pair of shorts would be fine, or a summery dress. But you don't have to wear a suit and tie by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, I think that's a little too stuffy for what we do. But you want to at least look good. You want to make sure that you're well put together. So treat your business like a business, talk about your business like a business, walk the talk, and then network like crazy. We talk a lot about our gold mine is our prospect list, the people that we have within our sphere of influence. And, there's a way to develop that. We've got introverts in Shaklee. We've got extroverts in Shaklee. We've got people that come into Shaklee with a huge network of people that they already know. And we've got people maybe that come into Shaklee with a smaller network of people. You can develop your network. And so if you decide that you're going to really build this business, treat this business like a business, you need lots and lots of people to talk to. And so you can get involved in community functions. You can join different clubs and groups that you have an interest in. You can join networking or agencies or organizations such as Business Networkers International, which is something that I'm a part of. You can join chambers of commerce. I actually joined a chamber of commerce in the area, and I joined it initially because they had an insurance plan, a health insurance plan. And so as an independent business owner, I needed a health insurance plan. And so that was a great way for me to get it through the chamber. But it's been a phenomenal networking opportunity. As you go out there and you network, you're going to develop relationships with people, you're going to increase your sphere of influence, and you're going to present yourself as a business owner. The more that people in your community see you as a business owner, the more likely they are to refer you, to want to talk to you about what you do, to introduce you to people that they know that might be interested in the business or the products. And so it's about developing that network. And the way we do that is we get out of our home. Yes, we work from home, but we need to be out meeting people on a consistent basis. When you think of your prospect list and you think about, okay, where are all of my fishing holes and how am I adding names to my list? How am I adding to that contact sphere? We really have to be very proactive. When you treat this business like a business, you are proactive in that area, because networking is probably one of the top things that we're doing, because we need a steady stream of new people to talk to. we talk so much about, well, we've got to invite and invite, and we do, but if we don't have anybody to invite, then we've got to take a step back and say, okay, well, what's the step before that? And that is increasing our list of names. So some of you already have loads and loads of names on your list, some of you don't. But even when you're teaching your team and you're trying to help your team really expand, it's about learning how to network. And network doesn't mean that you go out and just share Shaklee or just quote unquote sell Shaklee. But what we're going out there to do is to meet people, to ask questions, to determine their needs, to figure out if there's something that Shaklee might be able to meet a need for. And if they have that need, then we're going to offer that. And if they don't have a need right now, if we haven't asked enough questions or haven't figured out what that need is, then we take a step back and we just continue to get to know that person, especially if they're in a club or a group that we're a part of. Think about my networking organization. And when I first joined the networking group, I would stand up and I'd come in actually in a dress or a skirt and a top, and I presented myself professionally, and I talked about being the CEO, the chairman and the CEO of Glacken Health and Wellness. Well, the more I came to that group, because it meets weekly, the more people started to trust me. They started to believe that I believed I owned a business. Now, there had been somebody in my networking organization prior to me joining who had been in another network marketing company. They didn't dress professionally. They didn't act professional about their business. And so it impacted the relationships that she was able to build in that group. In that organization, I have so many referral partners now, and it's because I treated my business like a business, and I took the time and the effort to get to know the people and to really expand my sphere of influence with them and help them build their businesses. But they want to do the same for me. They want to help me build my business. And so networking is a critical part, especially if you're building your business and you're treating your business like a business. You want to be out there networking. Okay, so I think I covered basically what I wanted to share today. I think all of you guys know I talk really fast. I apologize. Every time I get on here, I say, well, I'm going to talk a little bit slower so people can take notes or actually listen to me. And I apologize because I get so excited and I start talking and I just talk really fast. So let me just try to recap. So today we just talked about accountability and tracking and how important that is when you're treating your business like a business. And so just make sure you figure out what you want to track and figure out how you're going to be accountable for that, whether you're going to hold yourself accountable, maybe having a whiteboard up in your office or something like that. Maybe you even have a business coach or a mentor, somebody that you're sending your goals to, your weekly activities, and just touching base and saying, hey, this is what I've accomplished, this is what I haven't accomplished. Just make sure that if you're using a partner or you're talking to a business coach, that they really hold your feet to the fire, that they make sure that they're going to ask you the hard questions and say, well, why didn't you do what you said you wanted to do? Otherwise, there's no point in having that accountability partner. The second part is that you really want to talk about your business like a business. Treat your business as if you are the chairman and CEO of your business, because you are. And when you're the chairman and CEO of your Shaklee business, you treat it that way. And when you start talking about it that way, people will say, oh my goodness, she's the CEO of her own company, and they will treat you with a different level of respect about your business. When we talk differently about our business, people don't ask us to go out during the middle of the day, or they don't interrupt our times. They know that we're working our business. In addition to that, we have to walk our talk. We have to look professional. We have to actually carry professional business tools. Just remember, whatever materials you're taking with you, just look at them. Did you drop something on them? Is there food on them? Are they wrinkled? Make sure that they are not a mess, that they represent how you want your business to be represented. And then last but certainly not least, it's about networking. Getting out there and adding to your list of names, continually adding to your prospect list, because that is your gold mine. That is what you bring to the table. And hi, everybody. I've been seeing everybody pop on here, and I'm talking too fast to be able to say hello to everybody. But with networking, you own that list of names that you come to the table with. And I shouldn't say you own it. It sounds like you own people, and you don't. But your gold mine is your network, your contact sphere, the people that you know and have relationships with. That's really how we build this business. The better those relationships are, the stronger those relationships are, the easier it is to share Shaklee with those people and to have them refer people that they know. And so it's absolutely critical that we're constantly out there networking, that we're adding to our contact sphere, because that shows that you're treating your business like a business, because you're following the steps in the process, but you're also out there communicating what you do to people in your community. So I hope that this was helpful. This was week number 4. I have one more week with you to talk about treating your business like a business. I hope you have a fabulous Shaklee night and a fabulous Shaklee week. We'll talk to you same time, same place next week. Goodbye, everybody.